Tank containers in the transport business must be thoroughly cleaned after every use. This is always a hazardous task. In the past, there have been fatal accidents. That's completely unacceptable, and EFTCO is determined to do everything it can to make the cleaning process safe. Immediately after arriving, the driver reports to the cleaning station's registration office. Here, the shipping documents are checked to verify the last product carried. The driver enters his name in the daily log, and the shift supervisor inspects the details. The exact procedure for every kind of content is stored in the computer. Everything is documented in the cleaning contract. If there's any doubt about the last contents of the tank, the contract will be rejected to avoid exposing the staff to any hazards or committing any breaches of environmental law. Each contract is assigned to a specific cleaning line. If manual cleaning is needed after the mechanical cleaning has been completed, an entry log with explicit safety instructions is issued in the cleaning office and handed to the employee responsible for the cleaning. This form can also be used instead of the computer printout. All the relevant safety questions are listed in the entry log. If one of the criteria is not fulfilled, the personnel will not be allowed to enter the tank. The example we've chosen does not involve a hazardous substance, but is a standard procedure. The standard equipment involves protective footwear and safety rubber boots, a work jacket, gloves and trousers, a half mask, protective goggles, a full protective mask if required, a bump cap, and a safety helmet. Cleaning staff always wear a safety harness. They may also have a safety line and an isolation transformer for working with electrical equipment inside the tank. There may be different procedures in the case of hazardous goods, for which other rules apply and other safety measures must be taken. Mohammed and Thomas are preparing for entry into the tank. This involves measuring the air concentration to assure it's possible to breathe inside the tank. If the measurement indicates that the air concentration inside the tank is not safe, entry is not allowed. The supervisor has to be informed immediately to agree the subsequent procedure. This time everything is okay, and Mohammed can enter the tank to remove any residues that might remain after the mechanical cleaning. Thomas and Mohammed maintain permanent visual and voice contact. But what happens if something goes wrong?
Was ist los?
Ah, Thomas, ich bin verletzt.
Willkommen, wir holen dich raus.
Toni? Ja? Mohammed, den verletzten Tank ruft die Feuerwehr. Ansprechbar ist er.
Tony immediately makes an emergency call. In such a case, the following information is essential. What happened? Where did it happen? How many people are affected? Is any information available on hazardous substances? Then, always wait for any further queries. And finally, brief the emergency services when they arrive. EFTCO recommends that the cleaning stations should be prepared for emergency measures. But there is a special requirement. If the injured person is unconscious, no one else is allowed to enter the container to avoid any further injury. The recommendation is to wait until the emergency services arrive. Mohammed is conscious, so Tony enters the tank container to rescue him. He is secured by Thomas. Now the ladder must be removed to provide sufficient space. A few minutes later, the injured Mohammed is rescued from the container. In a real emergency, the rescue services would certainly have arrived by now. Naturally, we hope to be able to avoid accidents in the future by means of safe cleaning practices. Here again, the key points in brief. Never carry out cleaning without knowledge of the last product carried. All the safety requirements must be documented in the cleaning order and entry log. Never work alone. Always wear the necessary protective equipment. no entry is permitted without prior measurement of the safety levels. Work calmly and with the utmost concentration. Always remain in visual and voice contact and use a safety line if necessary. Call the rescue services immediately in any emergency. After the tank has been cleaned, a uniform European cleaning document is issued which provides the basis for product quality in the loading industry. It confirms that the tank has been cleaned of the last product carried and that all the safety regulations have been met.